You know that person who is always the calm in the center of everyone else's storm? The one who listens for hours, gives the perfect advice, and then walks away with a smile that never quite reaches their eyes? Yeah, they're masters of the hidden collapse. They aren't just strong, they are professionally silent. And I'm not talking about being private. I'm talking about a level of internal concealment that fundamentally alters how your heart beats in a room full of people. Let me paint you a picture. They lose their job, or their heart gets broken. Most people would call a friend or post a cryptic status. Not them. They'll show up to your birthday party, help you blow out the candles, and laugh at every single one of your jokes. Because when you've learned that your pain is a burden to others, you develop a terrifyingly high threshold for carrying it alone. Here's what nobody tells you about people who hide their pain. Their brain isn't just quiet. It's a survival masterpiece that has been trained to believe that vulnerability is a liability. Somewhere along the line, they learned that showing a crack in the armor meant the whole structure would fall. So they didn't just build a wall, they built a secret basement. While they're talking to you about your weekend, their brain is operating on a split screen. On one side, they are the perfect friend. On the other hand, they are managing a massive internal quiet collapse that would leave most people paralyzed. It's not that they don't feel, it's that they've become so good at compartmentalizing that they can't even find the key to their own emotions anymore. You'd think someone who hides their own pain would be oblivious to the pain of others, right? But it's the exact opposite. They become the most observant people you've ever met. They are aggressively empathetic. They can spot a fake fine from a mile away because they've been practicing it in the mirror for decades. They notice when you hesitate before answering a question. They hear the micro crack in your voice when you say you're just tired. They are already mentally preparing a safety net for you, while they themselves are free-falling. They've become human mirrors reflecting back exactly what everyone else needs to feel safe, while they remain completely invisible behind the glass. But here's the part that'll mess with you. These people suffer from a hyper-independence that is actually a trauma response. They are the ones who will move an entire apartment by themselves before they ask for a hand. Why? Because to them, asking for help feels like an admission of weakness. And in their history, weakness was dangerous. They've developed an allergy to being pitied. They'll literally make a joke about their own trauma just to see you laugh. Because if you're laughing, you aren't looking too closely at the tears they're swallowing. Comedy isn't just a sense of humor for them, it's a smokescreen. Underneath all that competence, there is a specific kind of grief. It's not the grief of a loss, it's the grief of being unseen. How do you tell someone you're drowning when you've spent your whole life teaching them that you're a world-class swimmer? How do you explain that you miss the version of yourself who was allowed to cry without apologizing? They are homesick for a version of themselves that didn't have to be the strong one. A self that could just be without having to perform stability. People who hide their pain are like the deep ocean. On the surface, it's all sunlight and rhythmic waves. But deep down, there is a pressure that would crush anything else. If you're watching this and you're the person who is always fine, listen to me. You are allowed to be a person, not just a pillar. You don't have to wait for a total collapse to give yourself permission to rest. If this hit home, please subscribe. We're building a space for the people who are tired of being the strong friend. And if you want to support these deep dives, hit that join button. You've been watching over everyone else for a long time. It's okay to let someone see you now. Check out these other videos that might help you find your voice again. You're still here, and that matters.